This is the plaintiff, Michael Weish. He says the defendant, his aunt, ran over his motorcycle with her truck, apologized to him and told him she'd pay for the repairs in cash so she didn't have to go through her insurance. He found the lowest estimate he could. He believed his family member when she said she'd do the right thing, and is shocked it's come to this, a lawsuit in court. He's suing for $2,181.60, the amount he's owed. This is the defendant, Deborah Rosa DeVito. She says the defendant, her nephew, parked his motorcycle on the street right behind the bumper of her truck. He carelessly parked the thing right up against the truck with barely an inch of room. When he asked her to go to the lumber yard to get some wood, she tapped the bike, which was impossible to see, and it fell over. The plaintiff's exaggerating the damage. He's trying to get over on her, and she's not paying him because nothing was damaged on the bike. She's accused of tapping a nephew the wrong way.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Mr. Weish, you are suing your aunt, Ms. Rosa DeVito, for $2,181.60, the cost to repair your motorcycle that, according to you, she damaged.
Yes, Your Honor.
What happened?
In December of 2011, Deb and her husband Mike approached me and my brother and asked if we were willing to help her working on a roof, or to work on her roof. She was trying to save some money, and my brother and I...
Was she paying you to work on the roof?
No, ma'am. This was all free. She's a family member. Deb's always been great to me, so I was willing to help her.
This is your aunt, like real aunt, not like cousin who you call
blood
me.
aunt.
Real aunt.
Yes.
Okay.
So my brother and I both agreed to it. No problems there. Deb's always been good to me. There was supposed to be a lot of help out there, 7, 8 guys. It turned out it was just my brother and I. So we worked on the house for 3 or 4 days, and on the second day, I was parked behind her truck. She was going to make a lunch run or a material run, backed up, knocked the bike over. I was up on the roof at the time. My brother and I both heard it, looked down, seen the bike on the ground, and my sister was in the vehicle with her when she did it also. And
okay.
That's...
What happened?
Well, what he said did happen. My truck sits much higher than his bike.
Okay.
He was parked right on my bumper. He sent me to the lumberyard.
He was right on your bumper?
Right on the bumper.
And the driver's side was where? Towards the curb?
Towards the curb.
Okay. So do you have eyeballs? And did you not see the thing that was right by the bumper when you walked into your car?
I seen it, but I didn't think it was that close to my car. I had backed up. I didn't even take my foot off the brake or push on the gas, and I already hit the bike.
Okay, so you hit the bike.
I did hit the bike. I'm not saying I never hit the bike. The bike fell over.
But it's his fault because what?
He was parked so close to me.
But
there was no room to back up to go. Okay, but I don't understand. If he's parked, he's not moving. It's already there. You have a chance to see it when you're walking in. It's behind you. Yeah, don't back up. Or, tell him you need to move because I can't move the way you parked it. Was there something in front of you stopping you from going straight? Yes, another car.
Another car. All right, but again, you're walking to your car, and it's right there. You misjudged is what happened. You backed up enough to misjudge. Otherwise, you would have said to him, move your motorcycle, right? Because you have eyeballs. All right, so why am I here? Like, why?
Well, every time that Mike says we owe him money, which we were going to do it out of pocket so my insurance didn't go up. Every time Mike called, either he was really mean, so I would hang up on him, or give the phone to my husband. Every time he called, it would go from $500 to $800. First, it started at $800.
But why didn't you just have him take it to a repair shop you both agree on and find out how much it is?
We asked Michael to take it. Michael said he took it to his, and my husband, Mike, asked him, bring the bike out here, let's take it to someone I know, then we'll see what...
And what happened?
And Mike never showed up with the bike.
Okay, and what's that about?
They never asked me to do that. What actually happened was my uncle, her brother, called and told me to go talk to this guy at this place. Well, that was the first place I originally called.
Wait, my uncle, her brother, or my uncle, her husband?
My uncle, her brother.
Her brother.
Yes.
Okay. Told you to take it to a place?
Yes, ma'am. And the place I already took it to once. This wasn't a legit deal. This was, hey, my buddy's going to work on this on the side. No record, no warranty of their work or anything like that.
Right.
And what she's talking about raising the prices are $660 is what I told her the exhaust alone cost the day that she hit it.
Right.
I told her it was going to be expensive, and then I did give her another price of $1,300, and that was me buying the parts off the internet and doing all the work myself with me and a buddy. So then, I they seen the bike the day they did it. Her husband didn't even care to look at it that day.
Let me see
they
the
did see
pictures.
the damage. Yes, ma'am.
How long ago did this happen?
Almost 2 years ago now.
Was he working for free on your roof?
Yes, sir.
For many days?
For many days.
How do you sleep at night?
I didn't.
You've paid him how much for the damages to the bike? Zero?
Nothing.
In 2 years? And the guy was working with his brother, both of them for free on your roof for many days. How is that okay?
It's not okay. I've done a lot for Michael and his family too. I mean, it's like our families help each other.
What's it like on Thanksgiving around your house now?
We haven't spoke to each other in 2
We
years
haven't
now.
talked to
It's
each
hard.
other.
No,
2 years.
you haven't spoken to each other in 2 years?
Just for the conversations that I've had
Over
with her on
a
the phone.
motorcycle?
For
Yes,
a
ma'am.
motorcycle.
But it's not really about the motorcycle, is it?
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Would you sue a relative if they damaged your property and just said, hey, I'm not going to pay you?
100%.
100%.
Yeah. That's my family. That's the way it goes in my family.
Would it end the relationship?
No, not at all. It would be very
You guys just sue each other.
it would be very friendly, but we would definitely sue each other.
Would you sue a relative?
Depends on which relative.
You know what? I'm not even going to ask. I love that.
No, I would not.
Why?
I just don't think that's the appropriate place to take that. I think you can work it out without having
But
to
if
take
they won't work it out and they won't pay you, what do you do?
just bite it, move on.
Okay, that means every relative is going to look at you as a sucker, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay, going inside the courtroom.
You feel that she's selfish and inconsiderate and ungrateful.
At this point, yes.
And
but,
you feel that he's trying to pull one over on you and
Yes,
make
I
money?
do. I do. He's been riding a bike for 2 years.
Yeah, but it has damages. It has physical damage, not mechanical damage.
I paid for the damage. The damage that I seen to the motorcycle had nothing to do with the motor. It had to do with the rear view
But
mirror.
have you ever fixed a motorcycle?
Pardon?
Have you ever fixed
No,
a
I have
motorcycle?
not.
Have you ever had body work done to your car?
Yes, I have.
Right. Like, you give the car a dirty look and it's $1,000 for the repair. You know, right? Like, aren't you always shocked about what these folks charge for fixing
Yes.
something? And some of the stuff that was damaged here, it just has to be replaced because it's not paint. It's not that kind of thing. It's not body work. You need to replace it because it's all scratched up. The estimate you have is for new parts or
I
aftermarket?
took it to a body shop or to a body shop to see if it was cheaper to paint the fairings rather than replace them, and I have the estimates on that too. That was
I
more
want
expensive.
all of your estimates.
Yes, ma'am.
So, how did your family feel about you suing your aunt? How do you feel about
I feel
you suing
horrible
her?
about it. Like I said, I've never had anything but great things to say about Deb. I just thought she was going to do the right thing, and they had no intentions of paying me whatsoever.
So, what finally was the last straw that made you file? Because this happened 2 years ago.
I was running out of time to do anything with it, and I just didn't want to take a loss on it.
So, when you got the paperwork, were you shocked, or did anybody warn you that this was happening?
What paperwork is that?
The lawsuit.
He told me he was going to take me to court. Small
So you did
claims
talk
court.
in the last 2 years. How did
On
he
the
tell
phone.
you?
We talk on the phone. A few times, but
Did you see him grow up, or no?
yes, his whole life.
Like baby? Like baby?
Baby.
Yes,
He's
ma'am.
the child of
I
whom?
lived with them.
He's the child of whom? Your sister, your
My
brother?
sister.
Is she alive?
Yes, she is.
What's she think about all this?
She's trying to stay out of it. It's so not to cause any more problems. We don't discuss this with anybody but ourselves. We don't have, my sons are very close with Michael.
It's a hard thing for me to do this. It's
Fascinating. I don't even know how you guys can do it.
hard.
You're going to tell me that there wasn't one sober mind, and by sober I mean serious, not a sober mind in that family that could sit you two down and make you see the light? And
We're pretty pig-headed when it comes to that.
Oh, it's very.
Once we start arguing,
I can tell. Now, let me just understand these estimates because I have a couple different things that say a couple of different things. This one is from New Lenox Auto Body Crash 1, and this one's for $794.
That was just to repaint the two fairings each side of the bike.
Then I have one from Willie World Cycles for $2,181.60.
Yes, that
and
was
then
the-
I have one from Suzuki for $2,144.
Yes, ma'am. That was just a second estimate to make sure I was giving her the best price that I could find, and I just recently got that one just to see if it was honest on the first place's part on the price.
Why didn't you just put this through your insurance?
Because I had just gotten insurance and I didn't want to lose it, and Mike and I agreed that I would pay out of pocket.
Well, yeah, that's all fine and dandy if you actually pay, but if you don't pay, then that's what insurance is for. So I just want to make sure all your needs are being met, right? You have free roofing. You don't have your insurance rates go up. I mean, and you're the person who hit the thing. What is your excuse to being here? You know, you're mad that your nephew's suing you, and I don't blame you. I wouldn't want my nephew to sue me, but I also wouldn't do things that put my nephew in the position of having to sue me. We shouldn't be here. You kill that little baby in your hands. I mean, look. Do you work on this thing all the time?
No, ma'am. I was just to save Deb money, I was gonna try to attempt to do it with a friend of mine that has a little bit of experience, just to keep the prices low for her. And that at that point, they told me I was a liar, and that was too much still at that rate.
Did you call him a liar?
No.
Yes, you guys did. And there were other words too. And if you don't believe me, you can ask your brother and my mother.
Okay.
Why is she gonna? We're not talking about her brother and your mother and all these other people. We're talking about, did she call you a liar?
Yes, ma'am.
She called you a liar.
Actually,
you a liar.
Mike, your husband called me a liar.
Okay, well, she's not her husband.
No, I'm sorry, yes. It
Okay.
was her husband that said that.
All right, well, when someone doesn't believe me, I show them what I'm talking about. That would have probably, and in a situation where you're dealing with family, it's probably the best idea. But either way, based on what I have heard, I am going to rule in favor of the plaintiff in this case in the amount of $2,100. That's my judgment. Good luck, folks.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
What a story is this family is in court, suing each other. And how does this make you feel? What's this like?
It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. We haven't talked in 2 years. I love my nephew very much. I miss him. I love him. I'm glad it's
Why didn't you
all
pay him?
Settled. Because I didn't believe I owed him that much money.
Well, you could have paid him something and started the process.
But every time I was a little more each time. So
now what?
I hope we can move forward from here.
Let's see. All right, head right down there. All right, come on in here. You get some money out of the thing,
Yes,
but
sir.
what do you lose?
Well, hopefully at this point, nothing. Maybe my aunt and I can work it out and just go forward from here is all I'm looking to do. This is over. I just want to put it behind me.
How's this affected the whole family?
It's been rough. It's hard on me.
Well,
I
now that
love
the-
her and I love my cousins. And
Now that this is over, can you repair this like a motorcycle?
I'm hoping
Like
so, but it's going to take some time.
Okay, Harvey.
Thing is, Kurt, you have a right to get property fixed for a reasonable price, not the cheapest price.